3.
It's your boy Young Love, I give him that treatment. But your leg is staying in Panchi America. Banyi doll, the Banaban. But your leg is staying in Panchi America. Banyi doll, the Banaban. Walk on your leg, Kankaro, what I know watching. Oga, level leg, gear, wow, very leg. Panda with ya, Panchi America. Panya, 12 and no. Chingatongo Pandon, could you ever buy a check out? Papu Panda, Jiro, what ya be, 12 venting. Stand up Panchi America, Banyi doll, Banaban, Panta leg stand up Panchi America, Banyi doll, Banaban, walk on your leg, Kankaro, what I know watching, Oga, level leg, gear, wow, very leg, Panda with ya, Panchi America, Panya, Dwalabano, Chingatongo, Pandon, could you ever buy a check out, Paku Panda, Jiro, what ya be, Dwalabanting.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are tuning in today in Lagos State Media. We have a guest of honor, Honorable William Koji Kirjok is with us here. To introduce him, I will allow Secretary General Majok Makur Malak to introduce our guest speaker on the stage.
Thank you, Chairman. To all Lagos State Media viewers across the globe, you are welcome to Lagos State Media platform. In the studio with us today, we are hosting one of the State Cabinet Minister, Lagos State, Honorable William Koji Kirjok, the Minister of Youth, Culture and Sport, who is also the Acting Minister of Information, Communication and Postal Service in Lagos State. To all our viewers, most of you are aware, we actually announced his interview last week, and unfortunately, due to some inconvenience, we did not manage to interview him, and he has tried today to come to Lagos State Media, and we'll have a lot to discuss. To all Lagos State son and daughters in diaspora, today is the right time for us to come and listen to our state minister. He is here to brief us on the situations in our state. With this few, I'll give chance to my chairperson, Isaac, to introduce himself, and then we will welcome our Honorable Minister to wade in his opening remark. Isaac?
Thank you so much, Secretary General, for introduction. We highly honored to have you, Honorable William Koji, in Lagos State Media today. All citizens and South Sudanese, they are eager to hear more from you, direct from your office. During your first remarks, you will tell us the achievements of the sport, the portfolio that you are carrying. Zalan FC has won the South Sudan Cup. So we will give you the floor, Honorable, to give remarks of your portfolio, the field that you have been with this youth, up and down to Juba, back to Rumbek, and we will talk about more later after that. Fadal. The floor is yours, Honorable William.
William. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Isaac, plus Majok, and all the viewers, the sons and the daughters who are in diaspora. I'm Honorable William Koji Kirjok, the Minister for Culture, Youth and Sport, who is also the caretaker Minister for Information and Communication in Lake State Government. I'm also the spokesperson of the government of this state. So it's a very good opportunity for me to speak to my people on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Lake State who are currently at home. That it is important for you to know what is happening. As you know very well, since the appointment of Governor Ring from day 1 of June up to date, the state is peaceful. You are connected, you are aware of what is happening in the state. Something very important, that people of Lake State finally have accepted themselves. All in all, is about consistent. The governor, Rintwen Mabo, is consistent. He knows what he's doing. All the mandate given to him and the mandate given to the people of Lake State when he brought everyone on the board and give them responsibility of what to do in relation to peace and security of the state, it has happened and nothing changed. So the state is peaceful, people are moving, their normal businesses, people are doing their normal social coexistence, marriages, ceremonies are going on. Yeah, he said Lake State first. Of course, that is the major issue. We have to put all the differences aside. Our political differences has to go aside. Issue of political parties have to be aside. Issue of revenge, issue of thinking of what happened in the past has to be aside. And we focus on lakes. We, the sons and daughters of this state, what we can do so that the state continue to remain peaceful. Finally, people have accepted themselves. Now, he came in also by saying agriculture for all, for food. If there is peace, what next? People have to go for farming. People have to go for cultivation. When we were in Awarial, he put it very clear. Soon, he will say no need for free food to be given by UN or by WAP. Yeah, the issue of Ukraine is coming in when food are being cut down. The ratio of food is almost being reduced. Yeah, but for us here in Lake State, based on the policy and based on the current situation, there is no need for us to defend on free food since there is peace in the state. You know, the issue of free food has been given because people were in conflict. There was that issue of IDPs. They have nowhere to go. So we cannot deny someone offering them food or anything that can sustain their life. That's why the issue of free food and everything were there. But if there is peace now, people have to produce their own food, which is the original food. So it is happening. People have to reopen all the closed down schools. It is happening. Teachers have to resume teaching so that our children go to school. It is happening. Yeah, recently, it was 3 days ago, since from that day, where the community of Pakam has issue of a girl elopement, where 5 youth lose their life, those who carried the attack on the other sections within Pakam community. That was the only thing that happened since from that day up to now. But of course, anybody who took law into his hand, he has to be answerable to it. Because the government of these days, the government of today is capable of holding someone accountable for whatever he has done. You have done good, you will be appreciated. You have gone wrong, you are against the law, and the law will hold you accountable. So those who has messed up and caused people lose their life will be accountable for what they have done. As the Minister for Culture, Youth and Sport, who is responsible for sport, we are doing well in sport. Since I took over the position of Minister for Culture, Youth and Sport, I went to Juba 4 times. Why we managed to go to Juba, all the tournament that we play at the level of the state, and we play the region, that is at Barakazal level, on behalf of Barakazal. By then, it was whole family. During Governor Makur Kulam,
I think the network issue and the wind is blowing heavily.
I don't have network. Yeah, there is that wind blowing, yes. So we went to Juba, and Zalan managed to reach the second position. It was very good. We went for Jaika. All the round that we play, our points were leading. But finally, we were knocked out by Bo. Recently, Zalan make it again. South Sudan National League. Of course, when somebody is facilitating you fully, then you don't need to fail when you are being facilitated well. Our governor has been facilitating us so much, and there is no need of failing him while he's facilitating us. It is the first time for our players to use plane from place to place. Like that time from Wow to Juba, and from Juba back to Lake State. 36 players. On plane, you learn and you come back. All this cost him a lot. And he has been doing it, and he did not give up. He's committed. So it also gives us a courage. It gives players courage. It gives people of Lake State courage to do much. And of course, finally, we managed to take the cup of South Sudan National League, where Lake State, Zalan, will play on behalf of South Sudanese outside the country. You know, so it is a very good achievement during his time, during my time, during your time. You
network is you are frozen, honorable. You are talking very important points here, but network is not allowing.
Yeah, I don't know whether you are getting me.
We are getting you, but the network comes and goes.
Yes, so the quality of our network here is very poor. Yeah, you know, things are not all that in order. Yeah. Yes. So what I was trying to say is that what I was saying is, since that facilitation has been met at the maximum level, it has encouraged our guys to win the trophy on behalf of South Sudanese, wherever you are. So it is Lake State currently, Zalan FC, that won the cup, the trophy of South Sudan National League. Soon, times table will come out. We will go and play in the other countries of Africa. We will play with other African countries on behalf of the Republic of South Sudan. It's a concern. We need to do a lot so that we can able to play outside the country. It is going to be Zone 1 or Zone 2. Zone 1, it is part of East African countries. Zone 2, it will be the other part of Egypt, Tunisia, and the rest. So which zone are we going to be part? I don't know yet, but times table will come up in July. In August, then Zalan FC is required to go outside the country. So we need to, of course, mobilize money for that in dollars. It is good that I'm talking to you. You are getting your salaries in dollars, and you are being paid in dollars. And Zalan is going to be required to provide dollars, as they are going to leave the country on behalf of Lake State, on behalf of South Sudan. How are we going to get it? We, the sport lovers, we, the Sunday doubters, who are here in South Sudan, who are outside the country in diaspora, we have to contribute for them. So it is now a very good information to you, and I have to inform you earlier, if Lake State Media, as organization, can come up and do something for that, we will appreciate. Those who are listening to me now, those who are in Uganda, in Kenya, in America, Canada, and in the part of in the other countries around the globe, is a concern to all of us. Governor Rin has been doing a lot. He has paid a lot of millions of pounds since we start this tournament, going to Juba, Wow, Will, and all that. But now going outside the country will not be him alone. Will not be those in Juba alone, because he needs a lot of money to pay. You know, because it is our pride. And you know, victory always is not that cheap. It's not free. Victory, you must do something for it. Like our governor pay a lot, facilitate us a lot, so that those young boys get energy, get courage, till we get the trophy. It is not that easy. It costs. And it needs only those who are courageous to deliver, to give what they think they can contribute for that pride, because pride always costs. And I think those who are getting me will take note of it. If you want to contribute your contribution will come through the office of the governor, or it come through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, where I am, or it go to coordination office in Juba, or it go to those who manage sport association here in Rumbek, led by Aterdeng Mabok. Of course, he's doing a lot. He's doing his best with his team by encouraging sport activities to take place in Lake State, connecting with the ministry where I'm leading, and our governor, and all the sport lovers of this state. So these are the brief that I want to say. And of course, currently we are setting up academy for the age of 12 and above, where they're being brought in groups. They must be trained, equipped, and they will be the new players for now and the future. We have to develop new ones in all the games and sport. Those who are athletic, volleyball, basketball, football, we are engaging them, and they are busy currently. Because since there is this peace that has been accepted by all of us, then what next? Those who go for farming, they go for farming. Those who go to school, they go to school. Those who go for sport activities, they have to do it. So if it is Lakes first, who is not to win Lake State first? Who is not to win his part? Because in everything, we need to be number one. We have to be number one in security currently. Our state is the best, of course. We are the first state now maintaining security. We have also to be the best in agriculture. We have also to be the best in sport. And it is now happening. We have also to be the best in unity, you know. So we must unite as people of Lake State. And of course, Lake State is the heart of South Sudan. You have also to look at it, since there is peace in Lake State, what happened at the countrywide? The situation dropped, the situation of conflict all over dropped, you know. So these are the few that I would like to say, and I have to welcome your questions, because your question now will guide me on which specific area is of your interest you want me to talk about. but that is general about Lake State. Currently, we are in peace, and the law is in place, and governor is consistent. Somebody who is not simply to change his mind. Law talk take it course. So you did something wrong, you are held accountable for it. You are arrested, taken to police, and you are taken to the court. The difference is that by that time, those who did wrong, they go in vain. They go at large. It is difficult to arrest them. The difference of now is that whatever you have done wrong, you are arrested. Community are in cooperation with the government, with the police. You are not hiding. Nobody hide you. You have taken what belongs to someone. Your brother, your sister does not help. Please, that this thing does not belong to you. It is my responsibility to call police and arrest you. And it is happening. So with this cooperation, with this power, and then things are now in control. You don't do things as you wish, like what used to happen before. The issue of doing as you wish was the thing that was leading us down, which was spoiling the name of our state. So now we are in control, and good of it. You, our brothers, sisters who are outside the country, outside this state, you need also to have a role. Like last year, there's that group that called Kachke group. They support me when we play Governor's Cup. Governor's Cup brought thousands of youth together, and it was a forum that people talk to youth, leaders talk, and and we play. There's that refreshment of our mind. So if that's such support are also done by you people who are outside there, it helps us. Because by then you know what happened. Everybody was being accused. Nobody is safe in the conflict of Lake State. Everybody was a victim. Now, if now we have accepted, who will remain as a victim? Nobody. And then we have to support Governor Reed. We have to support the government of Lake State. We have to support the government of Salva Kiir Mayardit, plus those who are behind him, so that the country remain in peace. Peace that's been initiated by all of us. So that the state, Lake State, we, the son of and the daughters of this state, we do it. We have to line behind our leaders and accept what he thinks is the best. He has also to accept what we think is good for people of Lake State. We have to accept your support. We have to accept your ideas. That's why myself, as a spokesperson of the government of this state, accept to come to this forum. So that whatever you want me to say, I have to say for the interest of what you think is good for you people who are outside there, and also for our people and for the government. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable William Kaji, for your well articulated and elaborated remarks in regard to the general situations in our states. First of all, we are so honored and we are so blessed to have your leadership in place, especially General Rinton Mabor. All sons and daughters of Lake States in diaspora are happy with the leadership and they are in support of leadership, because nobody admired conflict. Everyone always love peace. And because of the peace that your leadership has managed to make Lake State regain our long lost glory, dignity and respect across the region. That is why we and our neighbors have seen the manifestation of that peace. That is why you see Zalan, through your docket, has come home with a cup. And this cup is not just a normal cup. It is an achievement. It is an achievement and it is historic to all Lake States and to Zaland as a team. We congratulate you on behalf of Lake State Media. We congratulate your docket and we congratulate Gerald Governor Rinpin for his support, and we congratulate wholeheartedly our players and the captain of the team. It was not easy for them to come home with a cup, but through your support, through the encouragement, and through the peace, because when your mind is in peace, as human beings, you can perform anything that is in your power to achieve it. And that is why you have seen also in the part of wrestling, which is part of sport in your docket, Lagos State is doing very well too. And those are the fruits of peace. On behalf of Lagos State Media also, we appreciate and we congratulate Lagos State citizens back home because they have accepted and they own the peace. And that is very important. We are also glad that you have informed us in advance in regard to the support of the Zalan team, which will come in the month of August to go and play with other African countries, which is a good thing. Chairperson of Lagos State Media has taken note of that, and we will give you feedback. Yeah, as you have articulated accordingly, Honorable Minister, the level of peace that you have maintained in Lagos State, how sustainable is this peace now? Do you think this peace will remain as permanent the way it is? Or do you think there will be some other issues that might arise, considering the incident of last week, which happened in Rumbek North County? Can you tell us more about that? How sustainable is Lagos State peace, considering the incident of girls recently in Rumbek North? Thank you.
I think what happened worldwide, incidences are ever there. But when it happens, you must be held accountable for it. Some people, they go for suicide mission. They decide to hang themselves. Government can avoid that, cannot avoid that. You decided by yourself, and by surprise, people found you hang yourself. There are those, even if laws are in place, government in place, people of Lagos State said we are for peace and we don't need anybody to go wrong against anyone. But those who go for suicide mission, they take law into their hand and they decide to do so. What happened? They must be held accountable. The government is in position, having that power, holding anybody accountable for whatever they have done. That is the important part. But for us to see our community go for community violence again, revenge killing, it could not happen. Because all the politicians, all the community leaders, all the youth leaders have signed for it, that we are not going to go for this. What is happening now are incidences of bull causing incidences of this, whatever row you talk of the other time. These are incidences. It happened. You know, it cannot be avoided. When it happened, it happened. But it could not be allowed to continue. You know, so the difference here, we don't want to see community violence happening again. Roof fighting with the Pakam fighting with the Gog fighting with the, our neighboring state. Roads are ambushed. Those who are on travels are being interrupted. No, we don't want that one to happen, and it will not happen. Again, the country is lobbying for this general peace, where we are expecting general disarmament to take place. Currently, government of Warab is doing good. Is doing what we are doing here in Lake State. Unity State is doing what we are peaceful disarmament in Warab. It does not happen by then for our cattle taken to Unity State and they are collected and sent back to lakes. It has never happened. It is now happening. So this one is giving us signal that such thing will be sustained, and it will, and and there is no way of seeing people who are doing good to go back again. You are living darkness. You enjoy what is the importance of light, and you want to go back to darkness again. It will not happen. Governor Rin is there, and we are asking God to continue to make his life better for the people of Lake State. People of Lake State is asking the leadership of Juba, and especially the office of the president, led by General Salva Kiir Mayardit, to leave Rin for people of Lake State, so that this situation continue to be there, because each and everyone has his own ability of how to handle issues. Governor Rin has his own ability of how to handle Lake State, and he's good for it for now. And that's why everybody is saying, let Governor Rin remain in Lakes as the governor till this situation is brought to normal. It's not yet to normal, because let us see that people of Lakes has gone for cultivation, and they enjoy what they have cultivated out of their energy. That is next year we want to see whether they have really gone for cultivation and they have really done something good. Let us see developmental activities are taking place. Son and daughters are winning whatever they go for competition. They have to continue winning as we have started. We want to do more. People have to go for peace and reconciliation. The real reconciliation has to be done. Okay, it is not yet happening. People are just told to stop, and they have stopped. And now, reconciliation, healing has to be done. That needs also a government to mobilize resources for it. That needs also partners to come in. That needs also leadership of Juba to support in more, to deliver in more support. And of course, it's happening logistically. We have received vehicles that help us to patrol. As a government, we are now receiving a vehicle for cabinet that will allow the politicians, the ministers, that represent their constituencies. You have to go and talk to your people as a leader that represent that county. But by then, there was no mobility for seeing the ministers to go out the counties and talk to their own people. There was no mobility for MPs. Like the vehicle that we are going to have soon, they have arrived, and more will come, because with the leadership of Rin, everything is possible. To me, that's what I believe, because major things are happening, and by this thing happening, we want to see more happening. The sustainability that you talk about will be there in that time. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. You have mentioned two issues which were supposed to be follow-up questions. Number one is the issue of disarmament. You need to brief us how far have you gone with disarmament. Of course, we have seen how peaceful our youth are managing themselves and submit their guns under goodwill to the government.
Yes, we
and
are
still there are some those elements. Still, there are some those elements who are bordering with our neighbors. Maybe they may feel like if they submit their guns, then their neighbors might come and raid their cattle. So, what are the modalities that you have developed as the government of Lagos State to protect these communities that are bordering the Unity State, that are bordering Warab State? Most especially, these are the two states that always have cattle raiding with the Lagos State. Thank you.
As a government, we don't really need to encourage civilians to have firearms or have weapons into their hand to protect themselves. No, it is the government that protects the civilian and their property. We are currently doing peaceful disarmament, and it is ongoing well. What is important here, whether you have your gun, it is very difficult for you to misuse it, like what they used to do before. Whether you have your gun, how many of them you have, it is very difficult for you to go and raid in Warab, or you go for raiding in Unity State. It is not happening because you will be held accountable. It is not like before. Okay, if we are not reading ourselves, if you are not reading anyone, what do you think they will come and raid us? No, they will not come and raid us. That's why the few cattle that was raided from by criminal in Unity State, they were also held accountable from there, and those cattle were returned back to Lake State because our youth were not going to Unity State or to any other part of this country raiding. So why do you raid someone who is not raiding you? The government of that place will not have been allowed. The community of that place will not have been allowed to raid somebody who is very innocent. So we are innocent, and we will continue to be innocent, and there will be no fear of someone that will come and raid our innocent youth. No. Okay, what happened when Luanjang community was having issues with the community of Rumbek North? The governor ordered all the organized forces. They went to Rumbek North. You know, those even who involved in criminal activities from Rumbek North youth, they were also arrested. Those who came from Luanjang community, east of Tony, they were also held accountable by the government of Warab. And from that time up to now, the incidences between Rumbek North and Luanjang community is not happening now because the government is there. Organized forces are being deployed in Rumbek North. By then you don't see, Rumbek North having organized forces being established there. As we are speaking, all these hotspot areas are having organized forces. I mean, all the area that was having issues, the borders that was having issues, they have security forces. We are patrolling, our government, our security forces. They have that mobility of patrolling. And you see the number of cars for security that we have. It has been displayed for several times. Now, by all this happening, what we wait for? We are waiting for the general disarmament. We are not misusing firearms. Our youth are not misusing firearms currently, though some of them might be having. If you use it, you are held accountable. And that's why there is peace. While we continue to disarm them peacefully. Because somebody who is peacefully, there is no need for you to go and disarm him forcefully. And forceful disarmament always causes a lot of issues. It causes a lot of beating. It causes a lot of destruction. And already, so that person whom may be beaten innocently after handing over his firearms. Why? So the situation remains: whoever carry firearms and misuse it is criminal and must be treated as a criminal. It must be treated as a criminal. Somebody who has firearm and misuse it against anyone, against travelers, you go for raiding to the neighboring state, you are a criminal. And you know how criminal is supposed to be treated. Even wherever you are speaking, whether you are now in Canada or you are in Australia or in America, you know how criminals are treated. So the government will hold them accountable and they will be treated as criminal. So this is what is happening. Okay, somebody who remains peaceful and you hide your gun, you hide it somewhere peacefully, you hide it and we don't see it, we don't have problem with you. But we are asking you, you bring it. Since you are peaceful, we don't ask you forcefully because you are peaceful. You are keeping your gun peacefully. You bring it peacefully, since you are peaceful. And many of them have surrendered hundreds of firearms. We have them here. During my curriculum, hundreds of guns, almost 2,000, were being displayed. But Governor Rin's approach is different. He's collecting firearms and he keep them in silence. A lot of firearms being collected. Maybe because we are not displaying every day. You may think that we are not collecting firearms. No, firearms are being collected by chiefs, Gelwung youth leaders, and everyone is involved. So the issue of saying whether this situation will be sustained, that is the situation. By doing what I'm saying, the security situation in Lakes must be sustained because The same situation approach is happening in Warap. The same approach is happening in Unity State, Western Equatoria. They are also handling their part, and and later as this peace continue to yield in the country, general disarmament has to be done, where each and everyone will not be seen carrying illegal firearms. Thank you.
Thank you. I need to answer one viewer here who wrote something before we go back to interview. Mark Oyulu, I respect you, one of the followers of Lagos State Media. What you have written here, I think is coming out from the frustration that you are in. I got your comments here that within 3 days, you will hear that Murle has attacked Anuak in various directions. This is a national security issue. And before we have a national MP here in live Lagos State Media, that would be the best place to raise that question. And now we are in the state level. The things that are discussing here is a state level. It's not just because of Dinka or Murle or what. But yours, I understand. I feel you. We talk to you all the time. Sorry for that. And it's good. We will pass it on. Coming back also, this is it's supposed to be one-on-one interview. We don't pin down the link, and we are not invited anyone on board. If you have any question to Honorable William later, you can just put it in the comments down there. Write your questions, and we will bring question up later on. So please bear with us, and let's give Honorable to brief us and let the interview continue. To further the interview, I need to, have you done General Secretary? Or I pop in with another question?
Give it back to him. Give it back to him. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Honorable, for your elaboration on the question of insecurity, the question of disarmament, and the question of relations between Lagos State and our neighbors, especially Western Equatoria, Warab State, and Unity State. That's good. The last question on my part, I still have two more questions. The second last question, previously last month, we had one of the son of Lagos State, the General Owenakot, calling people of Lagos State to contribute their cows to support the SPLM campaign. We heard about that, and seeing you are the spokesperson of the government of Lagos State, we deem it fit for us to seek more clarification from you. What was your response, other state authorities, and what is the response of locals in Lagos State, knowing that these citizens contributed during the struggle for South Sudan to gain independence, and now they have also been asked to contribute again the little cows that they rely on mostly. This is the questions that every citizen of Lagos State, especially those who are in diaspora, have been looking forward to ask the government official. And now you are the right person to answer these questions and brief us whether it was genuine, was it true, and if not, if it was true, what are the response and what is happening? Thank you, Honorable. You can go on.
In every occasion, in any occasion, anybody who is given a chance to say something will speak what he thinks is important for him to speak out of that occasion. I worked in the government of Wetakot when he was the governor. I started working in the government since 2005. 2005, already I was education director for Ulu. When late John Ladd was the governor. Later, Wetakot became the governor. I was there. The issue of cattle to be taxed as part of the local revenue for the people of Lake State and the country as a whole, Aweta has been saying this. It's not particular, he meant SPLM. This is the area I want to make it very clear. But he spoke his view, what he think will be good for the people of South Sudan, people of Lake State, if our cows, as our resources, is well managed, something is collected out of it, as part of the resource that manage this country, part of resource that can contribute to the development of this state. He has been saying this, and he repeats himself in many occasions. So others took it as if he meant it for our community to collect cows and fund SPLM as a party. No. Those who are sons and daughters of this state may prove me correct, because governor, with the court, who has been the governor by then, he has been saying this, and he was not saying it because he want the cows to be collected, to resource SPLM as a party. No, he was meaning it for everyone. Because what do you mean by resource? Resource, build schools. When you build a school, you are not meaning it for a particular party. It is for everyone. When you build roads, for example, you tax something out of the cows, or you create a good project for it, you make product of milk. It is well sell. Government tax something out of that. You take it for road construction. Is it only for SPLM? It is for everyone. You make it for health facilities from town and in the villages. Is it only for SPLM? It is for everyone. When we generate resources, and our cattle, our animals are part of our resources, you have to take it for development of the people. But those who are our oppositions of the party, they took it as if it was meant to facilitate SPLM. No.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you for that clarification.
Yes. I just need to clarify one thing to our guest, Honorable William Koji. We don't listen to one part as legislative media. We listen to all the parties within South Sudan. As you mentioned that when Akodi came, this question, I'm still insisting to answer this question properly. Because what I mean properly, because Lagos State is not held by only SPLM. There are some parties who are there within Lagos State. For example, Lagos State, deputy of Lagos State is from IO. But when he came and dropped this, but according to what you answered now, does not mean for the whole, because we had the question, you highlighted properly. Because when Akodi is part of SPLM, it's not a part of IO. If you conclude your answer according to what you have said, that means some people, they will come in and ask, why is this, why is that? So we need you to be very clear, because even when I could consulted all the MPs within Lagos State, those who are in the government and those who are in opposition, because we don't need to differentiate between somebody who is in the government and somebody who is in opposition. As Rintwan did this piece, he did it together. Those who are opposition and those who are in the government. We receive the peace in Lagos State, all of us in different parties, as you know. So, and we cannot even say that we receive the peace within Lagos State without any party, just only the SPLM. No, we received the peace in Lagos State, including all the parties, even those who are not yet to be recognized. So the peace, we receive it all. So if I'm add anything in behind, or if I didn't add anything, or if I left something that's supposed to be in, you guys you can add it on. But this is the issue. So when I could is part of SPLM, SPLA. But
Thank you.
Lagos State, there are a lot of parties within the Lagos State, and we accept ourselves. Although Rentwen have said that Lagos State first, we all accepted that as Lagos State first, including the different parties. We accept it all. But the main point is Lagos State first. Lagos State first does not mean it's just only SPLM, SPLA, or SPLM, because SPLM taban in a party. So we don't need to say that we accept this under SPLM, because SPLM is a party, and there are a lot of parties within Lagos State, even within your local government, which is in Lagos State. So there are a lot of parties in there, but we accept Lagos State first.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think let me repeat something here. Let me repeat myself.
Let me add something,
let me
Honorable,
clear
before
something again.
Let me add something to what Agar said. You said it clearly, Honorable, that the statement which was made by the General Wenakot was basically, that was not the first time for him to say that, but he have been saying it, that it should be a policy for the government of South Sudan to start developing some criterion to tax cattle for our livestock. But someone may ask, if that is the intentions of General Wenakot, why didn't he mention it in Juba, which is a national government? Why is he always go and say it in Lagos State if he have no intentions of only painting Lagos State down alone? You will clear it together with the remark of my brother Agar. And to mark, the person that we are, the guest in our studio here is not from Murley. Kindly, I have seen your comment. He is from Lagos State, and Lagos State is far away from Murley. Thank you so much. Go on, Honorable.
Yes, I think I've said before, a leader can release a statement in any occasions. He can release a statement of what he thinks. The majority of cattle, cows, mostly are found in Bargazal. And Wenakot released a statement within the territory of Bargazal, and especially also Lake State. Okay, even if it is going to be put into program, it is not necessary as PLM to go and tax everyone. No. If the policy that General Wenakot is lobbying for is accepted, it is the government, led by the governor, to introduce it as a policy, whether through assembly, whether through the cabinet, to be adopted. It was just a statement released. Government have to look at it at all level, whether it is okay or not. If it is okay for now, it have to be adopted and put into consideration through the government procedures where everyone should be involved. But it is not happening yet. And of course, he's a member of SPLM. He's one of the leaders in South Sudan. He's an elder for the people of Lake State. He's also a leader for the people of Lake State. Based on his virtue, he can speak what he thinks is important for the people of Lake State if it will be adopted. Okay? If it is going to be adopted, it will be made as a policy, but not for a particular party. Okay? It will be made as a policy through the assembly, all the branches of the government, all the wing of the government, assembly, judiciary, and legislature will be involved. But it is not yet happening. Why do we really crack our mind when a statement is just released and it is not yet been put into action. Okay, and I also said his lobby, he has been lobbying for it, and yeah, others are taking note of it. If it is found to be important, one of the governor one time, or the president, anytime we'll took it, because we have a lot of cattle across the country. We have a lot of cattle in the region. What are the use of it? Government, how will government benefit out of this? Okay, something have to be defined. Yeah, instead of people dying behind cattle, is it only people die behind cattle, or there are important of keeping cattle? Okay, how will government also get something out of it? This cattle already, government is taxing it when they are taking for auction, for Dolala, Fimalit, when they are taken to Dolala, these cattle. You know, you cannot just keep this bell while government did not tax you. Certain percentage is exposed on it, and money is taken out of it already. As we are speaking, taxation is ongoing on it. When you sell, you don't just sell it and you go with all the money as you wish. No, and where this money goes, it is the money that is also added into the salary. It is the money that is added into the minor renovation we are doing in towns. It is the money that are maintaining the security of people of Lake State. You know, it is not the security of the party. It is the security of the people of Lake State that comprise all the parties, SPLM, IO, SOWA, whoever. You know, we talk about the people. So let his lobby continue. Let people look at it, whether it is going to be okay if our cows, our cattle will be tasked and put it into something as part of the government policy. You know, so those who took it as SPLM, you know, is taking people cows, robbing cattle, so that they use it for the benefit of their party. No, it is out of context. It is not
thank
correct.
thank you, Honorable William. You see, there are some two things here, two lines which we need to avoid, not to go in. The policies of the SPLM as a ruling party. We don't need to dwell much on it because we are not even into the issues of SPLM. Although we know that our governor, who is now currently in Lake State, is a diehard and a full member of SPLM and the majority of Lake State people. Secondly, we are not here to ask where the money go, especially the money, the taxes. We don't need to question that. We'll have it for another time. But thank you so much for trying to defend the positions of our elder. We respect him a lot as people of Lake State, and we are proud of him. He's one of our elders that we always be proud of, Jarlawan Wanakot. Thank you for that. My last questions, before I yield it back to my co-moderators and also our audience, maybe they might have some few questions for you. Yesterday, we have seen some of the homes and shops being demolished in Yerul town. As a spokesperson of the government of Lake State, can you tell us what is happening? Is it a survey or there is a certain readjustment being done within the towns?
Okay, there is survey all over the state. You know, there is too much congestion where there are no roads in the market, where our buildings are not in good shape because there was no proper, you know, boundaries of shops and where people move, people build and how. And it is time to put things in order. And to put things in order, you must remove those buildings which were being allocated wrongly. So demolition had to take place. That's what is happening. Now, if you come to Rumbek town, Rumbek market, as we are speaking, you have a space, even new buildings are coming up because those who have money, they were keeping their money apart. Because how will you build where is not that well properly marked, you know, is not well demarcated? Where will you build? So construction was not that taking place. You build rubbish. But currently in Rumbek town, people are putting up permanent shops because demarcation has been met. Roads are clear met. What is meant to be road, it is road. It is not for shop. What is meant to be placed for building shops are meant for building shop. And if you are ready to build and it is given to you, you are ready to build it. It is happening in Rumbek. It is happening in Alonglak. It is happening in Yerul. And soon it will happen in Wulu. It is going to Chebet. It will go to our towns all over. So it is one of the major things Governor Rin is doing under his policy. And of course, it's supposed to be done.
Thank you, Honorable William. It is true that when you attain peace, then there are several things that the government should engage on. One of them is agriculture, lead to be sustainable in terms of food security. Number two is developments of the towns, the major towns of the state. They need also to be readjusted and they need to be reorganized so that Lagos State can meet the standard of other few states in the country. But the questions that many citizens of Lagos State are having in their mind is that why did the government decided to conduct its survey during the rain season? And survey is supposed to be done during dry season, so that if your homes or your house become the victims or falls under the road, then you will not be affected by the rain. So this is the question many citizens are posting to you, the government. What did you consider the consequences or the challenges that may face the victims of this survey? Thank you, Honorable. Take your time.
Yes, please. Here we don't surprise anybody. We don't surprise our citizens. They are informed in advance. One of the Council of Ministers held in December of 2021, I was told as the spokesperson of the government to inform our citizen earlier that from that time up to the 10th of January of 2022, all the area that were marked, all the buildings which were meant to be on road and they are in the market, all the buildings which were being occupied and they were meant for the government or the owners were different, they were asked to leave those places free. That information were earlier given by myself. I went over the radios here in Lake State, radios of Rumbek, and we have many radio stations. And all this information were passed. Now, if somebody refused to stay there up to rain season, then we should not be blamed for that. They were informed right away from December, January, February, March, April. Those days there was no rain. And why a length of time were given so that they can build for them new tukuls, so that they can ship to new places. So we don't surprise anyone based on that. They were given area information, but if somebody resists, then what do you do with someone who resists in a place that does not belong to him or to her? You know, so law can take place because everything is within the law. Yeah, our towns are to be surveyed, and the law are being set, and people were being informed. And if somebody resists, then from there, my friend, I don't think whether he must be compromised again. Something good for the people need to take place, and you put in a very good language. The language you used before was very good, and that's what is happening, and that's what we mean. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable, for that answering. But many citizens would have seek for more kindness from the government to be given at least a certain duration for them to reorganize and at least adjust themselves in order not to meet the consequences of the rain season. But thank you. That is the policy of the government. Good enough, you have informed the citizen in advance 6 months prior to the occasion. Up to this level, on my part, this is the end of my questions. I will yield it back to my co-host, Isaac Tieng, to come with some of the questions from our audience and one of his questions. And thank you so much, Honorable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Secretary General Majok Makur, for your questions that you put in place. And thank you, Honorable William Koji. Before I brought up the two questions from our audience, I need to add in one of the questions regarding the security and surveying that's going on in our state. The security is now stable. We heard from many people, everybody now they work free, even people they sleep outside their compounds and there is nothing happen. Okay. What I'm driving to ask this question is regarding the shopkeepers. There are shopkeepers who sleep in their shops. If there is security now, or the state level is required calm, what policy put in place by the town mayors or the government to move out the shopkeepers such that they can run and sleep outside, and we have a certain opening hours that each shopkeeper can come and open, and there is a time set for the closing shops. Are those in place or not yet reached?
The issue of sleeping in the shop was even done during Governor Makurkulang. From that day up to now, there is no any shopkeeper is allowed to sleep in the shop. It is the role of police, CID, and police operation who are dealing with the patrolling at night to protect those shops. So there is no one is allowed to sleep in the shop. The shops are supposed to be taken care of by the security of the place, security of that town, security of that market, security of Rumbek town, and those areas. Nobody is allowed to sleep in the shop, and that's what is happening.
Very good. Yeah, thank you for that. One question here from our audience, Makirim Man Majur. He said that you misfired the question, Honorable Koji. You are asked about the incident in Rumbek, not particular. We want to hear reaction or the action taken by your government. I think most of the people are interested in that incident that has occurred. Maybe they are not satisfied with your explanation. That's the reason we might ask that question. Makir man.
Okay. We have to dial again.
Oh, you need it up?
No, you still continue.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, you're running out of. Are you recharging? Are you?
Isaac,
Yeah.
that question has been answered.
Still continue.
Already.
We are continue. Yeah.
Yeah, that question has been answered already. And if Makir didn't follow up the question or listening to the minister, that will be okay. But let's go ahead.
The issue of Rumbek
There are
already answered.
Okay. Another question is here.
That is an incident, and the government.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Maybe the question.
Yeah, continue. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. They are just recharging or filling the MPs. They are running out of MPs, which is the internet is not 100% there. So after they recharge, they will come back and they will join us. And while we're waiting for them to come in, we would love to look into the activities that they have taken Okay, let me just play this video here.
It is like working with a leader.
So when Governor Rin came, he didn't look at the parties. He looked at these people as citizens of Lake State.
So he cooperated and delivered all services at the same.
احنا اتينا بمختلف التيارات السياسيه المكونه.
A government that has quickly transcended beyond petty partisan differences and refocused the priorities of the state to things that really matter. So it has been like working with an informed person who knows what he wants as a leader.
My mission to Lake State is to protect the people and their properties. And that is why I'm here in uniform as a professional soldier.
احنا متعاونين مع السيد الحاكم في المسائل الإدارية والسياسية، وهذا بينعكس على النشاط في العمل اليومي أو الدوام اليومي.
I'm very much sure in very short time Lake State will be peaceful, people will be united, killing will not be there, firearms will be all protected, and then people go for development.
It's much cooperative. So he defined him as a good leader. So seeing his arrival, so he was coordinated with whoever in the positions.
Hey?
And well, let's finish the show, yeah.
They are not there. Hello? Honorable William, do you hear us? They are still recharging. That's why we don't need to sit in the front of the camera like that.
And then cooperate and deliver all service at the same.
From the ranks of the National Army, Lieutenant General Ringtwen Mabordeng is a governor of Lake State. This assignment to many is one of the assignments that many have failed to handle smoothly. Diffusing the insecurity situation in Lake State is his mission. Countless lives have for years been lost to communal fighting and revenge killings, the practice that the new governor made clear will not be tolerated, but will rather be dealt with accordingly.
We are aware of crisis in Lake State. There is insecurity in Lake State, rampant killings, community conflicts, revenge killing, cattle rustling, ambushes and killing along the highways, robbery and extortion of the properties, and so on. These are main problems that need to be dealt with properly.
I would describe the policies of General Rin that have now become policies of the government of Lake State as befitting the situation we are in. It is common knowledge that in the recent past, Lakes has been a laughingstock in as far as insecurity is concerned. The policy that came with General Ren,
okay, and then you go.
Security policy particularly.
You come back because we are not seeing you.
Yeah, you need to open your camera. Open your camera. No, you using the phone. You don't need to go back to the link again. In the same there is you need to open the camera if it is a telephone, cell phone.
Just put on the camera. Put on the camera.
Camera button gunyan and tuanyan. Can you hear us? Honorable William, can you hear us, please?
I think.
All right. I think if you can hear us, you need to come back and make your final remarks to close the show. You can do it, the final remark, while you are off the camera. Should be all right.
That's okay. You can play a song or do anything while we are waiting here. And he will come and do the final remark. Yep. Thank you.
Hello, Honorable William. Hello, Honorable William. Can anyone hear me? Hello? Hello?
Isaac, did get up Ben.
My When the water not in when you do my then when I eat landma. When the water not in when you do my when the water not in when you do my in Jabalanmaya. When the water not in when you do my Pujimasuramu, Damalan Darwenya, Pujimasuramu, Bamul Darwenya, Pujimasuramu, Damalan Darwenya, Pujimasuramu.
Honorable William Koji, we lost him, and we will reorganize again. He's coming back. We're gonna close the show. The network problem is not easy back home in South Sudan, and we really appreciate the time he has taken for 1 hour and some 20 minutes. It's really very challenging. So we thank you so much, Honorable William. We will organize another show with you. If there are more MPs or the things that we would discuss in your next interview, and all our viewers, please just prepare for that one, and we will let you know date and day that it will take place. No, we're gonna close the show, Agar. We are in live show. We don't. It's not professional.
Okay.
Thank you. So we will catch up again with all of you. I have to say thank you. Have a good night, good day, wherever you are tuning in. God bless you all. Thank you.
It's your boy Young Love. I give him that time. Pancho leg stay the Panchi America. Panji doll the Banaban. Pancho leg stay the Panchi America. Panji doll the Banaban. Walk on your leg. Kankaro what on a watching. Oga level leg. Gear pow. Very leg. Panda with ya. Panchi America. Panya doll Bano. Chingatongo Pandon. Could you ever buy a check out? Papu Panda Jiro. What ya be? All the venting. Stay the Panchi America, Panji doll, Banaban, Pancha leg stay the Panchi America, Panji doll, Banaban, walk on your leg, Kankaro, what on a watching, Oga level leg, gear, pow, where I leg, Panda with ya, Panchi America, Panya Dwalabano, Chingatongo Pandon, could you ever buy a check out, Paku Panda Giro, what ya be, Dwalabanting.